Hello and welcome back to Tea Time with Kate and Keith. Today we're going to be talking about different forms of fitness that can be used as a form of meditation. And as talking about fitness, I do need to mention that there's so many different types of fitness, so many different types to exercise your body, and in fact can also exercise your mind. For example, you have different things like on the lighter side or the more body-mind focus. I like to think of it like that just because you're focusing on your body while also making sure that you're mentally aware of what you're doing. So like things like yoga or Pilates that are more, you have to be in the moment to make sure that you're with it. Keep your focus. Then you have the heavier stuff, which is more my speed. I prefer like some routes in bodybuilding, powerlifting, just being in the gym lifting weights. Usually you wouldn't think of that as a mental thing, but it really is. Oh. It's such a big mental thing that it's really important when you're doing something like lifting heavy weights to be in the moment. Otherwise, you could hurt yourself really bad. So yeah, we're gonna dive into this topic. I'm excited because this is where I've kept my mind for a long time, and I've always been interested in different ways of exercising, different ways of thinking about exercise. So yeah, let's jump in. Kate, you want to add something here and there?
Yeah, so obviously Keith has said that, they're more into like lifting the weights and, doing like the heavy duty workouts. And I am definitely the complete opposite. I like to work more on flexibility. That is like my area, I guess. So Pilates, which is good because those are for that's like, I would say an in-between because you're still really working your muscles almost close enough to like where you would be doing in a gym, but you're also still concentrating on, body mind correlations. And then on top of that, you're also getting that big heavy workout. But with yoga is very like relaxing. It's not going to make you super sweaty. It's not going to burn your muscles that bad. It is really more about like relaxing and being like one with yourself. So that's more my area of focus, I guess. And so you guys will get a good equal balance of like kind of where we both stand. And, so you're not just listening to heavy duty workouts if that is 100% not your thing. So
you have two different perspectives here.
Yes.
For the split second, I actually thought of a different way of putting this. So, like, my version of what you typically think of when you think of like working out, or like those people who are thinking, oh, you're going to the gym, so that means you're lifting weights, like benching and doing big, heavy squats and stuff. And then you have yoga, which is like, I can't say it's tamer because I've tried it, and doing those more advanced moves where you're balancing on like just your feet with your arms on, with your elbows on your knees and all that. That stuff's hard, and handstands are hard. I almost want to compare them in a way of music. So you have yoga, which is that Zen kind of music. It's very soft, it's delicate, but it's still very structured. And then you have bodybuilding and not deadlift, but bodybuilding and like powerlifting and stuff. Could be like heavy metal.
My favorite thing to think about, like, I hate to say this, but when I think of people who go to a gym and like do heavy duty workouts, so yes, when I think about you working out, I literally see the song from the Lego movie where Batman is in his car and he's like, I wrote this song, and it's like darkness.
That's what I mean.
That's what I think people who like go to a gym and work out, like that is what I think they're listening to.
That's what everybody's listening to on their headphones.
I can't imagine someone just going and listening to meditation music while they're lifting weights like that. I feel like that'd be the weirdest thing to do. I mean, we should try that. We should try and lift weights listening to meditation music and see how that goes.
Honestly, I think that would work out really well because heavy metal, you're amped up. You're like, okay, let's do this. But if you have, that's actually a great point to go to, because if we have meditation music while you're lifting heavy, you're forced to focus.
Yeah.
And pay attention and just relax your body and like focus on making sure the right muscles are activated at the right time, so you're not hurting yourself, so you can get best out of the lift as you possibly can. So we can definitely do that. I could definitely do that in my home gym. Like, we have all the equipment. Might as well put some meditation music on, and that's a free workout for me. Free workout, some content, that's perfect. I'm down. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Little off track there, but
A little off track, but I think that I'm definitely gonna give that a shot. So as a form of meditation for me, when I'm working out, I like to think of just you're training your body just as much as you're training your mind. So it comes down to, I don't want to say it's motivation when you're getting into the gym, because motivation is only part of it. It's a small part, because you're motivated to get into the gym, but motivation only gets you partway there. It's
right.
Being dedicated to what you're doing, and it's discipline. If you don't have discipline, you won't be going back in the gym every day that you've chosen, or every week. You won't go in there and do what you said you're going to do. So you have to mentally challenge yourself to pick the days you want, pick what you're going to do that day, and then do it. And it's some days I'll go into the gym and I'll be like, okay, this is what I want to do, but I'm not feeling it. So I'll do something else instead for the same amount of time that I've chosen. So it's still just I'm still dedicated to doing my workouts, and I'm disciplined enough to at least get in there and do something.
Yeah. And I think that this is a really good place to interject this too, is I think when you want to do working out, whether that is any form, Pilates, anything that you're trying to do, you always want to think of this. And I mentioned this in another video that we did with micro resolutions. You don't want to set something that is way too mentally challenging for yourself. So you don't want to say, I'm going to get in that gym and I'm going to work out for an hour every single day. Like, you might want to start with, okay, I'm going to work out once or twice a week.
Right.
And then once you've achieved that and it's really like ingrained into your schedule and you've focused on that, doing it constantly every single week, you've achieved that smaller goal, then you can start saying like, oh, you know what? Let's bump it up to 3 times a week, or let's do this. And, again, when I mentioned that micro resolutions are a really good thing to do, you don't want to think of this as, okay, well, I've set myself to do once or twice a week, but that's all I can do. That's not a limit.
Right.
It's where you start off. So maybe one week you do once or twice a week. And then the next week after that, you're like, you know what? I'm really feeling like doing 3 times this week. So like, it's not somewhere to hold you back. It's to give you a place to start.
Exactly.
And that's going to help with mental motivation. It's going to help with making it scheduled for you so that you're constantly doing it, you're motivated, and you're holding yourself accountable for something that you are pushing to like get into.
Exactly. So recently I want to say it was maybe last month, I had started working out and using the mindset of, I'm getting into the gym, I'm using it to shut my brain off. And usually I'm not sure how many people think that way. Just, I'm using workouts as a way to stop thinking. It's a distraction.
Yeah, it's a distraction from the real world. It gets you out of your own head and into,
yeah. So
a different reality.
So I think it was about last month that I had the entire month was just challenging. Oh no, it wasn't. It was November. November was just was like really challenging. So I decided I would go into my gym just a little bit more often, and I'd start lifting for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and I would just have to like focus myself on what I'm doing, on all the exercises I'm doing, and I would shut off all outside thoughts because they were stressing me out. So I was using the gym as a stress reliever to keep my mind from wandering and stressing me out even more. And I think you can do that in literally any form of workout. So you could definitely do that in yoga. It's like yoga is to me like the embodiment of relax.
Yeah.
You're working your body, but you're also relaxing your mind, relaxing your body, breathing. Do that. If you do not want to get into the gym, then do some yoga, do some Pilates.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get
yoga, Pilates is really good because it helps to gain the muscle that you want at a slower pace than like going into a gym would, because it's a slow thing. And most of the time, I mean, Pilates, don't get me wrong, Pilates can be fast. It just depends on like what you're looking for in Pilates. But yoga is really good because you're training your muscles, kind of like when you guys do push-ups. And correct me if I'm wrong here, because this is, again, not my area. When a lot of people do push-ups, something that they'll work on is they won't do like really fast push-ups. They're going to take push-ups nice and slow, and they'll like, you know, go up and down, like kind of like the pacer test. The really annoying thing that you listen to is like up, down, like it's slow. So if you're looking for something that isn't super fast paced, it's not going to make your heart race. You know, it's going to be more just, you know, it's going to burn the muscles because you're doing such a slow thing. You're also stretching your muscles too. It's like a good way. And you know what, if you are somebody who likes to do the more heavy like workouts, you could even use yoga as like a form of your warm up to your workout, because you already have to stretch. You have to get your muscles ready for the heavy duty workout. You can't just go straight into that. Exactly. So if you're somebody who's like, you know, I really want to work on mental health and I really want to try and like become one with myself, I would try doing a little like maybe 5-minute thing of yoga, even 10 minutes before you go into your big heavy workout, because that's going to give you a chance to really like calm down, relax, clear your mind of everything that you need to before you go into your workout. And on top of that, it's going to be a nice, like decent warm up. It's going to get your muscles ready for that big stuff. It's going to stretch your muscles, everything like that. So that's just my take on it. I don't know if you want to, from the other side.
Okay. Something you could definitely do something like yoga. And I had recently, I guess not so recently, but I had explored a martial art, Tai Chi, because I was drawn to it just because it was a martial art for one, because I really like martial arts. I just got back into boxing, and I really wanted to get back into Muay Thai, but I don't have a partner, so deal with that later. Anyway, not the point. Point was, Tai Chi is a way, its focus is on mind and body. You have to be one with yourself and one with the earth to achieve what you're looking for. It's so much more about relaxing and focus, balance, and basically everything I want to stand for, and I do stand for. That it's perfect for meditation, because you see these types of forms of meditation in monks. And monks are usually like the first thing you come to mind when you think, oh, I'm Zen, or I'm one with the earth. That's perfect. So do something like yoga or some Tai Chi in the morning, like bright and early in the morning. It gets you like set for the day. It gets you just ready to get going, and you start off the day relaxed. So do something like to look into like stuff like yoga, Tai Chi, Pilates. Just anything that you feel will get your mind ready to start the day.
Yeah, I will say though, if you were the person like me where mornings are really difficult and you're like, it's hard for you to get out of bed and you have to really push yourself to get out of your bed in the morning, I don't recommend doing like yoga or something, because you're going to relax yourself to the point of like, okay, I'm going back to bed.
Yeah.
I prefer to do yoga at night, because I'm already, you know, I have to get ready to go to sleep anyway. So if I'm relaxing my body, it's giving me a moment to just sit and relax and be one with myself and be more, you know, mindful. Like the episode that we did about mindfulness, it's giving me a time to sit down, reevaluate. And it's a really good way for me to sit down and evaluate what I did that day. Was I really productive or was I not? You know, it gives me a sec to just clear my mind, and then I go straight to bed, and then, you know, I'm relaxed and I fall asleep pretty easily. So I, again, would not recommend it in the morning. If it takes you like, if you're that kind of person who wakes up in the morning and sits on TikTok for like 30 minutes and then you're like, I guess I got to get out of bed. Like, I don't do yoga in the morning. It will put you right back to sleep.
Doing any kind of workout, big or small, at night is great for your sleep, because you're exhausted. You're like, okay, your body at that point is ready to start rebuilding all of the muscles you've ripped, all the muscle fibers you've ripped apart and all that. I know that sounds gruesome for anybody who doesn't know the science of working out. When you work out, you rip the muscle fibers. So your body, as soon as you're done working out, wants to start rebuilding.
Yeah, and that's kind of what stretching is too. Is you're
Yeah.
literally ripping your muscle and then it's gonna contract
And it froze.
and go back. And then just like over time within stretching, it loosens up. Oh, did I freeze?
Yeah, for a second, but I think we got it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, pretty much it's just, your muscles are contracting and they are like if you're a dancer or a gymnast or somebody who literally
Froze again.
has to be like flexible and you are learning to get your splits. That's literally what you're doing with your splits. You don't just get your splits overnight. It is that constant tearing and healing and tearing and healing that's going to make your muscle pretty much longer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
a couple of points from the sources that we're going to put into the post after this episode comes out. Exercise improves mental health and reduces anxiety, depression, and negative mood, and by improving self-esteem and cognitive function. I can personally attest to this because I've not only started putting more thought and effort into my workouts. It's definitely improved my mental health. I don't feel as anxious. I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel like I have a place to go when I need to let off steam.
yeah.
So it's great to have in your routine. And something else, I believe we're going to have an episode on this later, on routines itself.
Yes.
That you could definitely include this into a routine if you have to. Yeah. Which I guess also circles back to the micro resolutions. You add this into a routine that you're starting, or if you have a routine already, you start implementing this into a routine. So
yeah.
that more on that when we get to that episode.
Exactly. Yeah. So going off of how it reduces, stress and anxiety and depression and things like that is pretty much, it's kind of like, it's a mental chemical. It releases endorphins into your brain and it helps to, it's like that with everything. I mean, depending on what you do, everything has a trigger. So fitness and actively participating in something related to fitness is going to release endorphins. And then there's another one where it's like, what's that thing? What's the fact about kissing? Apparently, and like if you kiss someone, it releases a certain chemical in your brain that
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but
serotonin, just because everybody's always like, this thing gives me serotonin, and
yeah. It might be. I'm not 100% sure, but it's kind of, if you've ever heard that thing about the kissing, if like you kiss another person or whatever, it releases that kind of chemical in your brain and it automatically makes you like 10 times happier because of that chemical. It's like a rush of adrenaline. And it's kind of what it is. And that's what this does for you.
Something like a release of specific endorphin?
I cannot remember. Let me look it up while we're talking about this and see if I can.
I'll move to the next point and we'll start. Yeah. Let's see. Let's add another. It improves sleep. So I definitely, again, if you're working out before bed, if you do a big workout before bed, this will put you to sleep. It will help you. It'll help your sleep tremendously. Depending on no matter what you do, it's really good. Better endurance. So the more you work out, the longer your workouts go, the heavier you lift, the longer you're stretching, no matter what you do. The more you improve your workout, the more you improve your body and mind meditation and doing, combining everything, the longer you're going to be able to do whatever it is you're doing. The better your performance, the more efficient you'll be. It just improves your life a lot.
Yeah, and you don't want to, a good thing to bring up now is obviously like don't hurt yourself, don't rush into it, don't get so motivated that you're like, oh well, I've already done this, so I'm gonna go bench press 50 pounds. If that's not something that you can achieve overnight, don't do it. Like start slow, do basic things, even if that means like if you're somebody who's like me who wants to be someone like Keith who is in the gym working out, it might be a better option for you to start out with something like yoga or Pilates to build the smaller strength that you need in order to go into the gym and lift those heavy weights, because you don't want to just go and jump straight into that and seriously hurt yourself. You want to start off with the easy stuff,
exactly,
and then also go into it.
If you want to start in heavy lifting stuff, you can also do HIIT workouts, which is high intensity interval training. It's basically just body weight, and you can also you can include that in any, like, before or after as a warm up or as a cool down. Do a lot of body weight exercises. I've been doing a lot of research into calisthenics, which is it's all about mastering your own body weight and doing different things with it.
And
so
the other thing is,
it's great if you don't have equipment and want to do something heavy.
Yeah, especially during quarantine right now, like not everybody has access to a home gym.
Exactly.
And you especially probably don't have access, depending on where you live, you probably don't have access to a like local gym anyways, because they're all shut down and closed. So, you know, you can, I bet for sure that there are some of these YouTubers out there that you're watching anyways, who have at some point in their YouTube career made some kind of home workout thing, because it is a big trend. And if not, you know, go look at all these other people out there. There's tons of people on YouTube that you can watch and follow a workout with them of every single different level. So I mean, you could be somebody who's a full bodybuilder right now who doesn't have access to a gym, who doesn't have the money to go pay for, like, to build a home gym, and you still need, you know, to keep up with that strength. So there's something out there for you too. There's something out there for somebody who's like me, who doesn't work out like that often and has like zero strength. So so I would check there too.
Body weight is a great way to start in anything, which is yoga's all about body weight. HIIT workouts are all about body weight. Calisthenics. You can start training body weight to build into actual weights if you're not ready for actual weights yet. Great way to start training kids if you want to start them early. Body weight first, and then start adding in the weights as they get stronger and grow.
Yeah. If you're a mom, if you happen to be listening out here, I mean, our demographic is usually on the younger side, so probably not. But if you are a mom popping in and saying hi, I actually did something with GFI where I did kids yoga with the kids I babysit. So, you know, that's an option. Get your kids into yoga, do yoga with them. Like, it keeps them occupied. It gives them something to do, and you get your workout within keeping your kids occupied. So
might keep some sanity.
Yes. So just to circle back really quick, back to, you know, talking about the chemical reaction that happens within your brain when you start working out and things like that. So going back to the kissing thing, it says that kissing causes a chemical reaction in your brain, including a burst of the hormone oxytocin is what is released in, you know, that helps create happiness, I guess, within your thing. And I don't think it's just kissing. I'm pretty sure that there's another thing for like a hug or like, you know, that interpersonal like interaction, things like that. So I'm sure that literally everything has a either positive or negative effect on you. And most of it is probably chemical reactions anyways. Yeah. So, but you know, that's one thing that working out does for you too, is if you're looking for that hype of a chemical reaction in your brain, this is one way to get that, especially because we have to be 6 feet apart and you're probably not able to kiss anyone anyway. So,
right. I want to know what, and we might end up doing an episode on this at some point, but I want to know what causes the brain to decide, hey, this is when I want to release this chemical. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, we're kissing someone. Release this one right now. Like, how does it choose? How does it know? Like, what is it?
Inside Out movie, man. Inside Out movie. I'm just saying.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Or the SpongeBob episode where he goes into his own brain and he's like ripping up all the files.
There's that too, I guess. The brain's like, this one's on file as release this when that happens. Got it.
Yes, there's someone just, it's like mini us, you know, in there pressing buttons.
Not pressing, well, I guess don't stop pressing buttons. If it's a good chemical, keep pressing that button.
Depression, you can stop giving that to me.
Yeah, please, just.
So, you know, circling back to the next point, did you want to add the next point, or was that it?
Go ahead.
So pretty much, at least, you know, from my side, I am definitely guilty of not working out 24/7. I am a very, very, very busy person. And this is a good thing to bring up too. If you are somebody who is using the excuse of, oh, I'm too busy for that, like, you're probably not too busy for it. There is always a time to do the thing that you want. If you have a goal, that might mean you have to rearrange things in your life. So if
there's no time, make time.
Yeah. So like you might have to cut into that free time of you watching Netflix or you reading a book or you whatever. Like you might have to cut down certain sections of your day to create that space in that time. But if it's something that you're really passionate about doing, or something that you're really, working towards, and that's your goal, like, people have to make sacrifices. That's just kind of how it is, especially if you're somebody who's working a 9 to 5 job. Like, you're constantly at work, you get home, you do a night routine. When you're at your house, you always will have something that you do every single day. If that's, hey, I come home, I kick my shoes off and I watch a Netflix episode. So instead, don't go home, kick your shoes off and do a Netflix episode. Take that Netflix episode and turn it out into a workout, because a Netflix episode is probably 45 minutes anyways, 35 to 45 minutes. So you just
watch
cut it right out.
Watch the movie or the show while you're working out. You can do both at the same time.
Exactly.
Like,
so
you're really good at multitasking. Yeah, do both at the same time. You're still getting your show in, but you're also getting your goal done. So you're being productive while also,
and you didn't have your free time.
Exactly. So yeah, there's in my eyes, there's really no excuse. If there's something you really want to do and then you seem to have no time for it, make time.
You will make time for it. Everybody does. There's always that one thing that we make time for. If that's Netflix, if that's maybe something else that you're really passionate about. I only bring up Netflix because that's my life right now.
Yeah.
Because quarantine. But like, I go to school online. I have to do all of that, and we already did our school episode where I kind of crashed on the teachers and how many assignments that we were given. Like, we have a lot going on, and as a student, if I can still get out there, and even I've made it a goal to at least work out once a week. Like, if I can't genuinely work out every single day, or every other day, which is I think something that Keith does, I can't personally do that because, one, I don't have the motivation for that, and two, I just don't have the time. So my goal has been maybe once to twice a week, I get in a small workout. Even if that's a 15-minute workout, like, I'm still making sure that I'm getting something in.
Yeah.
Your workout doesn't have to be like everybody else's, where you're working out for 30 to 45 minutes. You could do do the squats while you're taking the trash out. Do something like you can make
lunges while you do that. Because you're taking it. Yeah, do lunges while you do that. Do squats while you're like cooking or something,
or doing the dishes.
It froze. Okay.
So,
hello. What's up?
So, yeah, I just think that was a good point to bring up too, was just, like, you will make time for it if it's something that you really want to do. And that is going to show you if this is something that you're sitting here, like, fitness is something I really want to integrate in my life. How important is it to you? That's the real question. Are you going to sit here? Are you going to make the time for it, or are you not? And that is a personal choice, and nobody can tell you to do that. Like, that has to be a personal choice. You have to choose or don't choose.
Exactly.
Like Yoda's saying, there is do or do not, there is no try.
So you can also use fitness in any form as a way of stress relief. And I think we've hit on that pretty well. I just wanted to put in that if anything, and you just have if you're not only just stressed, but you're angry about life, things have been like screwing you over left and right, go get a punching bag. Take a boxing. Like, you can go get a punching bag, set up in your backyard, get some really cheap gloves and hand wraps, and just just hit the bag. That's probably the best way I can describe, or way I can tell you about how it's great for stress relief. Hitting something. You're not hurting anybody. You're not causing anyone any distress. You're just simply hitting the bag and getting your anger out, making your life and everybody else's life so much better.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think the other thing, obviously, is, it's stress. If you're feeling stressed, like, isn't there a thing, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, I think that there's a thing about how, being with an animal. So, like, if you're a person who owns a dog, dogs are supposed to, like, make you happier or whatever, because it's like their presence or something.
They make you happier, and it makes them happier. Like, it's the action of just petting them makes you happier.
Yeah. So if you're somebody who's like, you know what, I don't have, again, it goes back to time. I don't have the time to do a normal workout. Instead of taking your dog on a walk, take your dog on a run. Your dog's going to love that. Your dogs have so much energy that most of the time they're going to want to run. Yeah. So you take them on a run, they're like, oh my gosh, we're doing something new. I love this. Yeah. And you're with your dog, you're spending time with your dog, so that's a good mental health thing. If you're going on a run, you're getting your physical,
Cardio is
exercise.
one of those things that I'm not a fan of, but if you're into it, then it's great. So like running, jogging, go swimming. Swimming is a really good one. Like
I think that we should touch on this too, because I think that people a lot of the time when they think about working out, they think of it as such a negative thing. Yeah. Like it's not fun to them. It's almost like it's a
it can be. Like find what works for you.
Yeah.
Like really think about your lifestyle. Really think about what you like want to achieve with your physical fitness and your mental health. Yeah. And there's something that accommodates that. There is no one size fits all. There is
no. Exactly.
Go pick what you think will work for you and then go run with it. See what works. Try a whole lot of different things.
Yeah. So I definitely, one thing I really wanted to do as a kid was gymnastics. I was not given an opportunity to go take a gymnastics class. And if I were to go take gymnastics, there was no chance of me going to the Olympics because, if you're going to go to the Olympics, most of the time you start really, really young and you're training from like 6 or 7 years old, even younger, to be a gymnast. I wanted to be a gymnast when I was like 14 or 15. So, little late for that.
Yeah.
But my parents were like, yeah, I'm not in support of that. Like, I don't think that I want you to be a gymnast. So you know what I did? I joined color guard because that was the next best thing. Dance, spinning, flag, saber, rifle, gymnastics. Like it is literally everything that I wanted to do all in one. So I found a way around it. I found something I was passionate about. I'm still getting exercise because dance is a really good way to exercise. That's another thing. If you're like, the thought of meditation, the thought of yoga, the thought of Pilates, the thought of actually working out is boring, but you're somebody who can go out there and make TikToks and dance. Dance is a form of exercise. So they have tons of dance classes that are exercise related on YouTube. I'm sure you can find a class for that too that is taught online now. Like there's so many ways that you can get out there and get physical. And dance isn't really, depending on the person, to me, dance is not boring. Dance is really fun. You have the music that you're following, you are interacting, if that's on a screen or not, you're interacting with other people. Like, it's just a fun thing to do. And so I don't think that, I look at what Keith does in the gym as a very negative thing. Like that is so boring to me. I don't know how you sit in a gym and just lift things all day. Like to me that feels like a job, but dance is entertaining to me, and that that makes me happy. So that's my way of getting physical exercise and being happy at the same time. So I don't think that people should sit there and just be like, okay, well I hate this kind of exercise, so I'm not going to exercise at all, because that one type
there's always something that you can work with. And there's another great example of how different we are. She likes color guard, and I was more into the brute sports type stuff.
Yeah.
I was into rugby. That was my thing.
I was like, listen, I will sit here and support you with your rugby and your ROTC and all your other things. Exactly. But I will not be doing that myself.
He's all over there dancing, and I'm over here hitting people. Not really tackle, but like you get the point. Like I was into let's go run and tackle people for a ball. Let's dance and tell a story.
Yeah.
It all works. Whatever works for you. That made her happy. Rugby made me happy. Like there's like, what do you like? I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I still hit people. I will definitely hit the one.
I will dance on occasion, actually.
It's not me hitting them. It's my equipment. That's not my fault. I'm not legally obligated to that. And when I see it, he was in my way or she was in my way. So.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, for legal reasons. Sorry. I have never hit anyone in my life. Yeah, so
moving on. Yeah.
Pretty innocent. But yeah, so there's like so many different things. And if you're somebody who is, I don't know, there is something out there for you. Like even if you're a parent, I swear, I see them all the time. There are these women who have kids in their strollers. They do like a group mommy run or whatever. So you put your kid in the stroller, all the moms go for a run. They do like things in the park. I don't even know. Like there's things for every type of person whether you're female, male, identify as other, whether you do whatever. Like if you are a person, there is something for you and you just have to find it. It might not be easy to find, but you'll find it.
The whole process.
Rock climbing. That's a workout too. Go rock climbing, go hiking. If you're a nature person, go do something outside.
The whole process is literally just go find what works, what you like, and experiment with all different options. Don't look at just the generic, this is what's in my area. Go look on YouTube, Google search a bunch of different things. You don't have to stick with what you have perceived and seen, and go try something.
So pretty much fitness is just physical.
Yes.
If you're doing something physical, you are exercising.
Yeah, and use that to your advantage and make it mental too.
Yes.
That's the whole point of this. Make it mental.
You could go build a table and you're working out.
Perfect. You're lifting things. You're using your arms to screw stuff into the wood and all that.
Yeah. So
that's all I have. That's all I have on this.
I think that this was pretty productive. I mean, we had some little moments in there, but
yeah,
all good times,
Good time.
So pretty much, you just need a space to do whatever you're doing, whether that is running, working out at home, whatever. You need motivation, consistency, and actually doing it.
Yep.
So, and obviously, be careful about your mental health. You don't want to overwork yourself mentally either, because you can physically be working out and be fine, but people forget that you can emotionally drain yourself by doing something. So like if you're trying really, really hard to get in that gym every single day and it is making you physically okay, like you're fine physically, but mentally you're just like, I hate every second of this, try something different. It's not worth it. You are doing the opposite for your mental health than what you're probably intending to do. You want to do something that you enjoy and it's not like you feel obligated to do it. Right. You should feel like, you know what? I am ready to work out today, or I'm ready to go do this today. Not, oh, great, I have to go do this. Like, that's what school's for.
School or that dead-end job you don't like, that's what that's for.
Yeah, like you already got that in your life. You need something new, refresh yourself. Don't do the same thing over and over again. And that's the other thing. Just because you need to be consistent doesn't mean you have to get in the gym and do the same thing, like the same workout every single day.
Right.
Consistency.
I can't stay consistent with one workout. I'll do one thing one day and then decide I don't want to do that today. I'm going to try something completely different. And sort of
I think that isn't that why most people, I mean, I could be wrong. Most people, like when they get in the gym, they're doing, like they have leg day, they have ab day or core or whatever you want to call it.
Unless you're doing something like professional bodybuilding or actually like doing something for competition.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to switch it up and not do just leg day on this day and like core on one day, and you'd switch it up and integrate stuff and see what works. And if you like doing that, then do that. If you like doing it by muscle section, so you have like upper body and lower body days, do that.
So, it's all personal. Find what works for you, do it, don't give up, and just keep going.
It will be rewarding.
And to quote someone we work with, go for it. Just saying. So that was a shout out for GFI. If you guys are new and you don't understand what that means, go check out GFI too, by the way. They're a great platform. They're on Instagram, Facebook. And they have a big thing about mental health as well. And they have a clothing line. So go check all that out. I think that's where we're going to end it today. We hope that this is really helpful for all of you listeners out there, and that this helps inspire you to work out. And especially during COVID, this might give you something to do if you are somebody who has no thing to do, which is exactly what I am. Like I've literally started gardening because, quarantine is
another episode coming up.
Mentally confused on all of my life choices, but we're getting there. So I think that's everything. So we will see you next time. And thanks for listening.
Thank you.